Hey, bro. Can I see the sign? Hey, bro. What's up, buddy? Good to see you, bro. He's gonna take us home. Let's go. We have made it to Bali, finally. It was a late mission last night. As you saw, I got picked up from the airport, cashed out to bed. Obviously, I'll be in a bit of a time zone blender for a little bit, but we're off to the races, got groceries done this morning. Bike has been dropped off. I'll show you that in a second. And then later today, we will be going to Bali MMA to set up a gym membership where I'll be training all kinds of different martial arts. Jiu-jitsu will be a main one, but also going to be experimenting with boxing and Muay Thai for the first time. Super excited to try those. Today I'll be doing a push weight session just to start things off, and then go for a nice walk on the beach, get some sun. But we're already feeling the benefits of being in the tropics. I feel phenomenal. It's warm, easy to be smiling in a place like this. So excited to get work going. I'll show you the bike here. Got the trusty steed over here. Yamaha NMAX for anybody curious. Freshly shined up for me. It'll be pretty dusty by the time I ever return it, but excited to have that guy locked up. And this morning I finished the vlog from Oxford and London, as well as the podcast that was kind of a fall through, unfortunately, because of the audio issues. You guys will see that, but really excellent conversation with Milan. High praise for that guy and his whole squad. Excited to meet back with him. I'm trying to get him out here to Bali, but just finished rendering that over here. Well, I guess you can't see it anymore. Anyway, I'll get that on upload, and then I'll ship off to Bali MMA here in a second. So I'll see you guys in a bit, but excited to be back and ready to start crushing hard. We made it. Locked in a 6-month membership, so I'll get access to all the weight training, and then this is the where they'll host classes and stuff. Kind of an open door. What's up, bro?
Here the striking area, like what you can do Muay Thai, boxing, kickboxing. Yeah, they do in here. And maybe if you want like some private lessons, you can choose. You can do in the octagon, in the ring, or in the weight room. Okay. It's up to you. Here the ice rack. And here the power. Yeah. Here's the grappling room, like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, gi, no gi, nice. And MMA, striking, wrestling, they do it here.
Cool. And you can just drop in on any classes, you don't have to reserve?
Yeah, you have any membership in here, and you just come and sign in the iPad. I will show you how to sign in.
Yeah. But I can come any day?
Oh,
okay.
We open from, we open all day.
Nice. All right, so ran flat press over here, worked up the 45 kg, and then did a drop set at the 40s. Now doing weighted dips over here. And obviously it's kind of like a free weight gym, so there's no bodybuilding equipment. So I won't be able to do any cable stuff. I think next I'm gonna do push-ups on the kettlebells, so I can get kind of like extended range of motion there and almost treat it like a fly. And then I will probably do like some sort of cable fly or banded fly. I'll attach one of the bands down there. Surprisingly, given how much jet lag, I still feel pretty strong, not too mentally weak, although definitely the climate I can tell is going to be dehydrating, so I'm trying to just keep cranking on water and salt. But otherwise, feeling really strong for first session back. And then after this, I'll be buying a helmet, because I think I've mentioned in this vlog, I want to make sure that I have no excuse not to wear one, so I want to get one that I think I look cool wearing and want to put on every time I get on the bike. So I'll finish up with this and then I'll go to buy a helmet. Helmet acquired. What's up, bro? Say hi. Got the helmet going on now. I think the helmet looks pretty good. It's cool enough that I will 100% wearing this and not smashing my head into the curb. So that's a W. Now I need to shower and I'll be seeing a friend later. We'll see if the boys uploaded since I got to the gym. Time to clean up and touch base in a sec. Good morning, Bali. It is the next day. Was able to, unfortunately got kind of overcast, so no sunset or beach walk to report on or show on video, but been busy this morning. Got up to morning coffee, had a call with Avery, a good friend of mine. He's one of the few guys I've kept in touch with since high school, and just an incredible dude. He's had some wild success in the past few years in business and stuff, but we were just talking creativity and just catching up on each other's lives. Amazing to always talk to him. But off to work thus far this morning. I'm finishing up the kind of thumbnail and vlog 8, which is my trip to Oxford, which you've already seen at this point, and then London onward to have a podcast with Milan. I already told you that the fucking lost the audio and video from the podcast, so it didn't necessarily work out to have that full episode, but either way, glad to have put what I did kind of capture with one shot. My main camera at least was running, so I did put the whole thing in length because the conversation was so good in that vlog. Hopefully you tune in and like stay through the whole thing because it was a great episode. And then, you know, me and Milan will run it back in the future regardless. So what I've been up to is, besides getting that video done, I need to order a few more things food-wise, supplements, and then I'm trying to lock down exactly what my training schedule is going to be like. Like I told you guys, I want to start training some martial arts. I'm going to start with BJJ, and if we go on the Bali MMA website, they have like the grappling schedule for each of the days of the week. So I'm trying to figure out when I want to go. They have all levels for BJJ, which is eventually what I want to get to, at 8 to 9 a.m., which is honestly a great time. The unfortunate thing is BJJ fundamentals, which is probably where I'll start, is at 5 every day. I typically don't like to train that late in the day just because like you get all energized and then you have to go to bed, and then finding time for food. But all that aside, that's probably where I'll start. So I'm trying to set essentially like my calendar, the bigger blocks of like training and non-negotiable stuff, and then fill in where I'll do work and surfing sessions and all this other amazing things that I'll be getting up to over the next 2 months and onward. So that's what we got on deck for this morning. I'll probably eat something light, and then I think today maybe train weights, but with jiu-jitsu this evening. I don't know how that's all gonna fit together yet. So I'll suss that out with the calendar and then check back in a bit. All right, it's been a productive day. Recorded the Da Vinci Blueprint podcast. Finally got that guy on the download. We'll be editing that later, but I'm on the way to first BJJ class in a couple of years, which is crazy to say, and then also time in Bali in general. So it's a fundamentals class, so I should be fine. Hopefully they're simple intro. Hopefully the body holds up well, but it has rained, unfortunately, so it's gonna be kind of a little bit of a wet ride. But anyway, I'll check in with you guys there. Gotta pack the gi and then scoot off because I don't wanna be late. So, looks like they got the younger kids going on in there. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm gonna warm up with some jump rope, and then in like 20 minutes we'll get going. It is now the next day. I have been busy, had a call this morning. I just have been kind of in the lab. I've got the oil changed on the old whip over here, and now I'm gonna throw the helmet on and head over to Bali MMA. Today we got legs. Yesterday was the first jiu-jitsu session. Woke up not feeling totally torched, which is huge. Not any weird sorenesses or injuries, thank God. I definitely have a long way to go, and it's a refresher on how freaking hard that sport is. So excited to be back in it. I also think I want to mix in, I've never tried boxing before, but I get unlimited classes there, so I want to mix in some boxing, try out some Muay Thai as well. But fitting all this stuff in while still sleeping and recovering is going to be difficult, while also creating content and keeping the ball moving. But not to make excuses, but it's just going to make my schedule a little bit more disciplined, I think, because it is going to have to shift from the generic weight training that I have been doing. Otherwise, I will see you guys at Bali MMA. We've got the gym to ourselves, which is huge. I'll probably warm up with jump rope and then get into some weighted ATG split squats and some probably Bulgarians for the heavy compounds. But again, I'm kind of transitioning my training style to be like more athletic, mobility focused, especially lower body, because I've already had big legs. I don't need to train hypertrophy, and obviously there's not like any quad extension machines in this kind of gym. So plenty to stay fit and strong. It'll just be a bit of a stylistic change, and excited to get into it. Okay, I finished up with, they're gone now. Yeah, I put them away. I did ATG split squat, get the quads going, and then a little bit of tib work down here, and then that guy, tib work over there, and then some additional hip mobility because the boys' hips are tight. And now we're doing essentially like reverse step down, just super light on the bar. What is this? 135 pounds-ish, and then single leg step back. So it's like a reverse lunge basically, but your front foot is elevated. So it's like hamstring and glute emphasized. Again, I don't want to be pushing too much hypertrophy, like true failure training, even though I like that, because I don't want to just fatigue myself out the yin yang. And then I don't want to be pushing too much on the strength side either, because I'm not training for strength, I'm just training for athleticism. So gonna continue to bang this out, and then I don't know what's left, maybe some single leg glute bridges of some kind, but we'll see. All right, we're back from leg day. Took it relatively easy. I ended up finishing up with those reverse lunge things, and then just did lunges up and down kind of to failure, just to tire out or fatigue, and then a little bit more hip mobility stuff, and then scooted on home. And over here, I've just cooked up a little bit of boy dinner. Got an unknown amount of ground beef. I'd say it's probably a pound. I just got 2 kilos in a giant bag, so 3 large fistfuls if you guys want exact measurements, and had the remainder of some pineapple, and it was cooked in coconut oil. Gonna have some water. Had raw carrot for digestion, and then I'll hit some water, do a bit of work, and then I'll be headed to the beach for hopefully sunset if the clouds are clear. The sky looks pretty good up yonder, so hoping for first solid sunset here in Bali. Good morning, Bali. I've been busy this morning. Right now, I just put the episode 68 of the podcast, the Da Vinci Blueprint, which I know I've been talking about in the vlog. I'm sorry it isn't out yet, but I really wanted to get the podcast with Harry James out more closely aligned to when I was there so that I could put out the vlog, because he had already released some of that content. Great episode. If you want to go back and listen to that one, I encourage you to do so. Regardless, this one will be up by the time that you see this vlog. Massive, massive resource. I cannot emphasize enough how important it is for everyone to do the exercises that are in that thing. Access it however you can. You can comment down below if you want access to it. You can watch the video somewhere on here, YouTube, Spotify, whatever. Walk yourself through it, join the community, whatever it takes to actually intentionally architect your life. It is the nature of the work that I do. It's the nature of the way I'm living my life. It is the mission that I'm on, is to get people aligned with their true purpose for being here, and then giving their gift for the rest of their life. So that is a huge resource, one of the best that I've made to date. So start there if you can't either afford to join the community or aren't interested in doing coaching with myself quite yet. Just start there, begin to experiment, begin to spend time at building a relationship with yourself, getting closer and raising your awareness so that you can be on your path and mission. Now, what I do want to mention is that I did have an amazing call this morning with Chris, who is someone who I had connected with only through essentially internet mutuals. Talon, who you met on the vlog when I was in Australia, who found my content organically. We stayed in touch online. I eventually got to meet him in person. Anyway, this guy Chris, shout out Chris if you're watching this. Basically, turns out he grew up like right down the street from me, similar to Nolan, who I've mentioned before. Same town, but we just would have not known he existed at all until Talon basically connected me like, yo, I met this guy, I think you guys might connect and find like minds. And anyway, we've become quick friends. I mean, we've only spoken, I think 2 or 3 times on the phone, and it feels like we've known each other for a long, long time, because we deeply resonate not only with how we are living our lives, but how we want to live our life, vision for the future, etc. And the only reason I share this story is because I think it's so important to hold the intention and the faith that one day you are going to find your people. You are going to be able to find the people that are meant for you in your life, even if you're in that lonely period right now where you haven't met the people that align with your goals, your mission, your vision for the future, and you're just stuck with those former friends, that former circle. Just maintain the faith that you're going to find your people. They will be attracted to you if you continue to pour into your own self-development and the vision you have for who you want to be. I promise they will be attracted to you. You just have to maintain that faith and intention. Word of encouragement, really great call this morning. And turns out Chris is going to be potentially joining me in Bali in July, along with Will Coomer, who I've had on the podcast. So I'm trying to tee up, obviously, a third round podcast with Will, and then a podcast with Chris as well. So stay tuned for that. Chris is really big into like the numerology scene, which I'm relatively virgin to that space, but I find this stuff pretty fascinating. So it'll be a good intro. And I think the idea will be he'll do like a reading of like my numbers and chart and everything. And it'll be a good way to like learn through proxy just for you guys or for whoever tunes into that podcast. So stay tuned. That'll be a little bit of the ways out, but that'll be on the horizon. And again, this is exactly, I maintained the vision, the mission, my self-development, trusted the path, and now, essentially by accident, these people are going to be in my life personally and physically. So just wanted to pass that along because I know that there have been times in my journey where I've doubted that truth and been wondering if or when that was going to ever happen. It's starting to happen in my life, but again, it's not been a quick process. This has been multiple years in the making of like finding my people, if you will. So believe that it will happen for you, and I promise that it will. Good morning, Bali. It is 6:30 a.m., so it's an early one today. Because it's now Sunday, I'm finally getting back into some surf. So I'm meeting some friends for a sunrise surf. I got myself up early so I could get a preemptive pre-surf coffee situation. Don't worry, there will be milk added. I know that's a rather dark brew. Just did my weekend review, which I talked about in the Spain vlog. So journaling done, gratitude done, off to a sunrise surf session in a bit. We are at the meat Imporium right now. This is like an elite butcher shop here in Bali. Unreal, honestly, restaurant. Like they grill out there and you can get whatever you want, whatever cut you want, as much as you want for pretty fair and reasonable price. And it's like really great source of beef. But what we got the boy working on over there is getting some raw liver. Just want to be supplementing as much as possible as I continue to train harder and harder. And I've never done an extended period with raw liver supplementation, but it's cheaper than getting the desiccated organs themselves, and also just more bioavailable. So I know it doesn't taste great. It's good to see that it comes already frozen, and I've got them cutting it up into smaller pieces right now. So I'll probably be doing like half an ounce a day, like a small amount, but we'll report back with how it feels as far as boosting mood and testosterone and all that stuff. So we'll see. Good morning. So it is now the next day. I was able to take down my first serving of liver at lunch yesterday. Sorry I didn't show it. I was just super hungry. I ended up eating like 7 eggs, and I just took the little like 1 ounce or half ounce piece that I made. It was like a little cube. Cut it into small cubes, kept it frozen, and then just put it in like 2 bites and just swallow it whole, just because it tastes horrible if you allow yourself to taste it. So too short of a time period to get back on how I feel. I didn't get sick from it, which is great. So over a week or 2, I can report back on improvements in mood, recovery, performance, whatever else. Fortunate to report, I had jiu-jitsu last night because I was trying to, for my schedule, I was gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, but I got cranked on an arm bar and I couldn't tap fast enough. And so like right down here, I heard a pop, or felt a small pop. It wasn't like excruciating, and I was able to keep training for like the remainder of the hour, and I didn't feel anything until I kind of started to wake up last night with a ton of pain, and now like clamping hurts and extending my arm fully hurts. I'm hoping it's just sore and it'll heal in like a week's time. I'm hoping it's nothing like, I don't know, any sort of like small tendon. I think Tommy John's is somewhere in there, like the baseball injury, which requires surgery and is a bit of a problem considering I'm in Bali. But we'll see. Prayers up for the kid. I will do my best to keep moving the body and training, I may have to just do more low impact stuff like surfing. I'm gonna see how it feels to like push weight. Again, extension, like full extension really hurts. Today is a shoulder focused push day, so I'm gonna see how I fare there. Probably take it easier than full intensity, but try to get as much work in as I can. And then of course, normal protocol with beach walk and stuff. But I think I'm gonna wrap this video here. Stay tuned in the next one. I'll probably have more of a breakdown of like what my week schedule looks like. I think might be fun to even do like a day in the life video. So if you want to see a day in the life here in Bali, working, creating the podcast, etc., drop a comment below, and I can put together a day in the life video on maybe one of the more interesting days where maybe I have a podcast going on or something like that. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. It's been a pleasure to document the journey and live the story so far. I have a lot of personal growth, business growth to come, and exploring all of that with you guys is amazing. It's awesome to have you guys here, whether you're in the community itself, which you can join at the Vitruvian.club, whether you're just a subscriber on YouTube or a true fan following on all my socials. But no pitch. I appreciate you guys being here. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you in the next one, and likely pick back up shortly after coffee and some morning work. See you guys.